Hey folks, Gary here. Happy Friday morning to you. I hope your day's starting off really, really well. We've been talking about having a special place with God, right? A special place where you go to meet with God. What does that look like? David talks about a special place. We read about it in Psalm 84, verses 1 and 2. Let me just read it. It says this: How lovely is your dwelling place, O Lord of the heavenly armies. I long, yes, I faint with longing to enter the courts of the Lord. With my whole being, body and soul, I will shout joyfully to the living God. David is saying this is a special place. I long to go there. I long to be in your presence, God. Honestly, I think that's one of the keys to having a special place with God. It's not that we accidentally bump into it or something like that. It's not that we go to some place, everyone's, oh, you got to go here, you got to go there, or anything like that. It's the longing to be with God. It's his desire to actually be with him, to be in his presence. That's what makes a place special, is the desire in our heart to be present with him, to be in his presence. When it comes to that, it doesn't really matter where the place actually is. What matters is the position of our heart. Are we longing for him? And when we long for him and we seek him, then the place is irrelevant now. It could be anywhere, because it's all about our relationship with him. That's what we desire. I had a place that I would go to. It was out in Kananaskis country, and I loved going there. And it would take 2 hours to drive from our house in Airdrie to get there. And so I'd leave super early in the morning, like really early in the morning. And I would get there around daybreak. And so the sun would just be starting to come up it'd still be really dark there in the mountains by this lake where I would go to. And I knew that there'd be no one else there, especially in the wintertime. Sometimes you hear dog sled teams, but honestly, no one would ever be out there. Except, like I said, the dog sled teams, and that was just fun to hear them practicing on the lake and stuff. But it was super, super quiet. No one could get a hold of me because there's no cell service out there. And I'd be out there for the entire day. And I had this great anticipation. I had this expectation that I was going to meet with God, and it was going to be just me and him for like 6-8 hours. And it was a very special place because of that. Now, again, the place wasn't really that important. I really liked that place. I really loved being in that place because it was beautiful. But it was the expectation that I was going to meet with God. That's the part that was important. It was the planning, making sure no one could possibly interrupt me. It was the making sure I had a lunch so I wouldn't get hungry, making sure I had coffee so I would have refreshments. It was making sure, planning that all these things were set up, and that expectation. When it comes to having a special place with God, are you expecting to meet with him? Are you anticipating that you're going to meet with him? Are you longing to meet with him? That's what makes it a special place. And everyone has that ability. Just pick anything. Pick a closet in your house. I think that's uncomfortable myself, but pick a nice room. Pick a place where you know no one's going to bother you. Put a sign on the door. Don't come in here, that kind of thing. And just anticipate the presence of God, that you're going to meet with him. And it'll be very, very special. Because God's good, and God longs to dwell with us. God longs for us to meet with him. God longs for us to desire that meeting with him. And he always answers. So there you go. That's the lesson for today on special places. Have a great Friday, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.